Hello and welcome back to Railroads Online. We're playing here in Aurora Falls and, well, if you watched the last episode you'd know we're racing against the clock here because it looks like the weather's about to turn foul on us. So we're going to be taking this load here to the production point up the mountain to help make some tools and steel pipes. In the previous episode we took up some raw iron, a full load of it, and in this episode we're going to be continuing on with this big job of taking up this wood lumber. Then all we need to do is take up some coal and we can begin our production. Of course we're going to need those tools for the gold mine. And then we can take the gold and refine it and then turn it into gold ingots. Which we can then, with the help of our cousin, our brother, Gene Railroadson, then we'll be able to sell those ingots. Now the weather seems to be getting nasty. A very huge storm front is coming in. So I'm trying to get as much done as we can before the weather turns. Unfortunately, I think summer is leaving us and we're moving into the storm season. So we might not get too much sunshine for a fair time after this. So the more we can do up the mountain now, the better. Thankfully, we have our trusty iron workhorse, the Astragon, our level 7 train, which has no issue pulling 12 cars. Of course, I've seen some people pull much more than that. My own brother, Jim Railroadson, can pull 25. Of course, he does double headers and what have you, but I'm a simple man. I always play it safe than sorry. Unfortunately, my way is gonna have to be the norm around here because Jim Railroadson is giving up on railroading. He had a bad experience up in Deadlands Pass and he won't tell us what happened. But he said that it's something that has shaken him to his core. And I don't think he's lying when he says he's done. If you saw what he looked like sitting outside of the train depot, well, I tell you, he's there in body, but he's not there in mind. I think he may have even gone mad. But we've got him tucked away in a comfy chair next to a fireplace with a glass full of brandy. And hopefully he can come back to his senses and maybe he'll be helping us out before long. But I wouldn't hold it against him if he decided in the end he really is done. He doesn't mind working on the trains. His main issue is, well, taking them up the mountain. Now we've got more wood lumber than we need up there, so whatever we don't use up there we're going to be taking down to the iron ore mine because they always have a need for wood lumber there. And then whatever's left we'll just sell it. No point in taking partial loads of material here and there when it's so easy to get and move around. going to be heading up the Glacier Valley, or Glacier Pass. That's going to take us right up to the production zone, which is up on a plateau up there. But generally we're working with good grades, so nothing should be too taxing on our engine here. This is a real tight corner. You wouldn't want to be coming around here going 30 or 40. But it does help to keep us in line. Keeps us from getting everywhere too quickly. And as I said previously, this whole pass here was carved out by a large glacier. And it picked up all those boulders on the way and it scattered them all in the valley, the Aurora Falls Valley. Here's little old me. You can tell that I've seen a few things and age has gotten the best of me. But I'm still passionate. And that's most of the battle right there. You can be old, but as long as you still have passion and a little bit of guts, you can get the job done. Here we're approaching the plateau. And we're making good time. The weather still hasn't turned on us yet. But I can feel the moisture in the air. I reckon a real big storm is brewing. Here we are, we're just getting up there now. Those railroad bridges you see in the distance, well, those all lead deeper into the mountains. Oh yeah, we're gonna have much more than enough here. Unfortunately, there's a pretty steep incline right after the platforms here that we have to struggle to get up. Alright, I just unloaded, and we're gonna make our way back down. This time we're gonna be doing the mountainside bridge, or the mountainside rail bridge that leads down to the iron ore mine, because they're in need of a little bit of wood lumber as well, and I've got plenty, and whatever we don't use we'll sell to make an extra buck. I wasn't sure if we were going to beat the weather, but it looks like we're going to be getting down the mountain before anything bad happens. May as well get some extra coal in the furnace. coming around, and we're gonna see if those American bison are still there on the mountain ridge. That was Jack Railroadson who told me that. Said he saw a pack of American bison on the ridge up ahead. Well, there they are, the American bison. They're still here. It's a great grazing area here. So you'll get some bison here to eat that good grass. They used to be quite scared of the trains, but now they're used to them. Down there you can see the logging camp, you can see the sawmill, and up over there you can just barely see our iron ore mine, which is where we're heading. It's a great route if you don't look down. Of course, the engineers had challenges building this, but nothing that a little bit of sweat and outside of the box thinking can't handle. Here we are coming up. And it looks like we have a little bit of need here. Oh no, I'm overshooting. That's okay, I lost a couple pallets. You'd think they could just load them up and and put them on the platform, but I guess they can't. But that's okay, it's not a huge amount of money lost. But I should be more careful when I'm coming into to stop. Well, we're gonna take these to the train depot, or the freight depot I should call it, and we're just gonna sell them off. We don't need them at the moment, and well, they're not exactly the hardest thing to get. Now, if those were gold ingots, I might be kicking myself if I were to just casually drop 2 boxes of gold ingots on the ground and lose them. Well, then I'd be pretty upset. Well, one good thing is that the weather at least held off. But I have a feeling that next time you see me, it's not going to be overcast. It's probably going to be storming a little bit. If I'm lucky, it'll start off light with some light rain. And if I'm unlucky, it's just going to start dumping bucket loads on our heads. But unfortunately, I think the weather is turned against us. And we're entering the autumn season, and that means storms in Aurora Falls. Well, here we are at the freight depot, and this is where my cousin Jack Railroadson is. Maybe he'll give me a weather report while I'm here. Well, that was a pretty good day. Nice and productive. If you enjoyed it, do consider liking and subscribing. It helps the channel grow. And look forward to the next time you get to see John Railroadson in Aurora Falls.